attention to them. They are variable lane skips. We also ask that you please keep all scorecards on this back table for tournament officials to find them. The longer we take to find them, the longer it takes to get scores posted. Your scorekeepers are here to correct any scores, act as foul judges if necessary, and help you fill out your recap sheets. Once you complete all 5 games, please have an opponent initial your score sheet, and then you will sign it and turn it in to the tournament office after the 5th and final game. Bowlers, your goal in this squad is to make the cut to round 2 tonight. The top 50 of your 5-game total will advance. If there is a tie for 50th place or for the alternate, there will be a 1-game roll-off immediately following this squad. For anyone interested, we will be doing a Desperado. After this squad, it is $100 to enter. Please see the tournament office. We ask that you extend your courtesy no more than 2 lanes on either side. 1 lane courtesy is acceptable. We ask all spectators, please stay on the concourse. The bowlers area is reserved for participants and tournament officials only. Bowlers, you will have 10 minutes of practice and then you will move directly into tournament play. When the arrows come up, good luck and good bowling.
All right, good people. Good afternoon. It is 12:53. Now it's 12:54 Eastern time. And B Squad is now on the lanes here at the Bradley Open. Executive Strike and Spare. That's the venue, the city, Louisville, the state, Kentucky. Name, Emil Williams Jr. Pleased to be here with you. Good to see many of you back here with us. Linda, what's up, Chuck? Adam and April. April, actually, I can help you with that in just a second. Just remind me if I happen to peruse and forget about it. But I do remember at least some of the results. Definitely the top 3 or 4. All right, so I want to thank the staff first and foremost. I see a lot A lot of folks asking about lane assignments. I just got a roster for this squad, so I can't help you with that. Tom Doherty is here and is bowling, along with Mitch Beasley. He's on 33 and 34. We will go to that pair in a little bit. That group. We start with A.J. Rice, our defending champion from 2022. Bailey Maverick is also on the pair. Along with Lee Rathjen and Paul Carter. 35 features Keith Schooler, Jared Melton, and Josh Cameron. 33, Mitch Beasley, Newt McClellan, and Tom Doherty. 31, Jesse Hart, Dylan Peters, and Corey Baker. Ryan will be on 35 in game 4. So it is earlier today I thought the skip was just 2 pair, but it's a variable skip. So there's 2 pair, then there's 3 as far as lane skips are concerned. But Ryan's going to be on 35. He actually starts on 11. It'll go 11, 17, 25, 35, and 47. Anyone else may have a question about a particular player and when they might be able to sneak a good view of what they're doing on the lanes. I do have a roster now in front of me, thanks to the great staff here at the Bradley. Thanks to all our sponsors of the Bradley Open: Motiv Bowling, QubicaAMF, Classic Products, Creating the Difference, CTD, High Five Gear, and 7 Leaf. And of course, again, the venue executive Strike and Spare. The top 50 bowlers from this squad will advance to round 2 this evening. After this squad is complete, there will be a Desperado or re-entry squad, where we will take 8 bowlers. It'll be just 2 games. So in all, there will be 108 players who will advance to round 2 tonight, which is the advancers round. Around somewhere between 7 and 7:30 p.m. Eastern approximately. Remember, we are bowling now on the burn, so this is not fresh. But still saw some players hitting some equipment with some surface with a lot of it. Maybe not as not as much as we saw this morning, and certainly understandably so. So will it be a benefit for the burn squad? You know, typically some folks certainly enjoy the burn, but this is a different kind of burn, right? This is the Bradley Open burn. It's like Usher, you gotta let it burn. I'm gonna stop saying that word. It just doesn't give the right connotations. We've got, at the moment, 82 players. According to the roster I was handed, 82 players this squad. And if I go back to this morning, there were 68 players in the A squad. I can see your point there, Big Pimpin'. The only thing for me in this case is I'm looking at it, because there's a guaranteed amount of players that will advance in each squad. Yeah, I think that holds a little bit of weight, but I do understand what you're saying. Again, I think I just said 82. I apologize. I forgot already. I think it's 82. AJ Rice. So if you joined me earlier, I noticed that on lane 37, and you cannot see it really. Maybe if you had it on your big screen, you might be able to see it. But essentially on lane 37 on the left side, and I think there's a little bit of it on 38. But whatever grit number was used for a bowling ball this morning that went down lane 37, it left almost like a, I've got kids, so it looks like my son went out on the lane with his chalk and started drawing lines. That's what it looks like down lane. And there's enough of a space in between both little grooves that, like, if AJ Rice gets his ball in between those grooves, between those two lines, he struck every time. That's included practice. Very, very interesting. Yes, we will electrifying overseas. I'd like to try to divvy it up as best as possible. I know people are looking to watch everything. So I try to base it on time. Obviously, with game 1 starting at about the same time, I'm going to give it to about frame 6 and then head over. We will see Tom Doherty when we make the switch over to 33 and 34 as well. The cut this morning was minus 143 to be in the top 50. Certainly anticipate that number to be a lot lower. On the burn, a couple more players in the field. We got a couple of pairs with 4. April, good question about Brandon. Let's find him. Brandon Novak will be on 35, game 5. 35, game 5. He's starting on 47, and then we'll make the jump to the low end and work his way back to the high end, and we'll finish on 35. We saw Lee Rathjen. Speaking of that too, April, you asked about doubles scores from last night, or the top 5. Cameron Crowe and Jarrell Morris won the tournament. The runners-up were Chris Hester and Jalen Mosley. And then the tie for third or fourth was Vic Varner and Ryan Liederbach, AJ Rice, and Gene Perez. That was the top 4 in finishes. Okay, let's take a look at Mr. Beasley. There's Mitch on the right of your screen. And Mitch with 4 in a row to start. There's Tom Doherty. Keep an eye on Bailey Maverick and A.J. Rice, along with Lee Rathjen and Paul. Also on 35 and 36. I don't remember the first time I saw Bailey Maverick, but maybe it was here. I don't know where, but instantly walked away impressed. Keith Schooler, Jared Melton, and Josh Cameron trying to put up a few numbers. Mitch. Early five-bagger. As you enter, if you wouldn't mind to hit the thumbs up for me. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. We got to 6,000 subscribers between, I think, yesterday, or maybe we eclipsed the mark this morning, one or the other. But thank you very much. Look forward to keeping that going. Subscribe and turn on those notifications. I know they work. I woke up a lot of people this morning on the West Coast. So game one on the Fresh, we saw 257 as the high game. That was this morning. So obviously we're looking at Mitch Beasley. There was a 260 game during this morning's afternoon squad, or I'm sorry, this morning's A squad, I beg your pardon. Nate Stubler shot 265 in game two. Over on 31 and 32. We'll see Jesse Hart, Dylan Peters, and Corey Baker over there. And that's Corey Baker on 32 right now. Bailey Maverick just pulverized the 7-pin. It stood. And it was the exact same hit that Steve Novak left on that very same lane in game 5 this morning. 6 in a row now for Beasley. Brad said we had 277 somewhere. And you're right, Cody. Oh, you're right. Cody Shoemaker shot 277. How about that? Wow. Well, 277 is the high game of the day. Thanks, Cody. I mean, thanks, Brad. .277 on the, it wasn't the Fresh, it was game 5, but still. Well, that's a nice break. About that, huh? All right, where are we watching from, good people? Let me know. Oh, look at this. This is good. I like when it fills up like this with cities and states. I'm going to read most of them off, too. Maybe it's going to give Mitch Beasley continued luck. This should be a good cross, too. It's Doherty, Beasley, and my guy Newt. Newt McClellan. Well, Beasley got a chance to shoot 269. He's going to be up on 34 right of your screen here in just a minute. AJ Rice is going to be in the 9th frame. Try to see his 10th frame. Defending champ Bailey Maverick working on a double on that pair also. Good break there for Mitch. 7-pin. Spare, he'll be in the 240s to start. Again, top 50 will move on. We already have our 50 players who've advanced to round 2 tonight. We'll have 8 additional players advance through the Desperado or re-entry squad after this squad is complete. Spare cashed in for Mitch Beasley, excuse me. I'm about to read some cities and some states here. I wanted to see if Mitch made try a different ball. He did. I think he moved a little right. Wow. Watch that ball hook early. Oh, man. Wow. Nice way to end it there. For Paul Carter. 163 for Paul. He's throwing his backup ball after he saw the marks on the lane I was talking about on the left side. Lee Rathjen was in a close match with his partner David Stouffer. They were bowling Jarrell Morris and Cameron Crow last night. Morris and Crow eventually did outlast them in 3 games. This is Josh Schooler. On 36. All right, let's read them off here. Let's scroll on up. Let's see, we got Indy, Albuquerque, Mississippi. Brad from just down the street. Hampshire from Mississippi. Martin from Albuquerque. Shout out to Albuquerque. I'll be looking forward to my time in Rio Rancho in August for the New Mexico Open. Shout out to the Mackeys and the Millers. Washington for Eric Knudsen. Ironton, Ohio. That's a cool name. Augusta, Georgia. Okay, Masters. Louisville again. Winter Haven, Florida. New Lebanon, Ohio. New Jersey. Huntsville. All right, Joseph. Shout out to Alabama A&M. As we see A.J. Rice about to step up on a 3-bagger. Galen's at home 10 minutes away. Good question earlier, too, by the way, Galen. Carl's watching from Greenville, South Carolina. Joseph from Ford, Washington. April's from Columbus. This is Rice. Yeah. Boy, if you barely miss on this, that's what happens. Your touch has got to be almost perfect. Touch at the bottom of the swing. Matt and Robin Scarp, Tupelo, Mississippi. R. James from Augusta. Mike Stevens from Odessa, Texas. Dayton is watching from Africa. That's what's up. Joey from Northport. Trips with Tom from Columbus, Ohio. Northport, Florida, that is. Richard from St. Cloud, Minnesota. We got Jake from Florence, Kentucky. Fun fact, I had a teammate of mine as unfortunately Rice missed the bucket. 205, but a couple of 200 games on this pair. As Melton gets set to finish things out. I had a a college classmate, I should say, good friend. And we spent a lot of time together in our sports department in our local college, or at our college, excuse me. Called a lot of games. Anyway, he was the general manager of the Florence Freedom for a long time. Patrick Zerfas, Grand Rapids. Samantha from Owensboro, 173 from Melton. North Canton, Ohio being represented. St. Louis represented. Shout out to LU. I like Mark's answer. Parts unknown. Well said. Linda watching from Northfield, Ohio. Petoskey, Michigan. Max watching from Ashland, Ohio. Sean from Australia. All right. Appreciate you, mate. Shepherdsville, Music Man, and Matt right now in Paris, Kentucky. Sending his well wishes out to Andy Wills, who bowled very well during the singles shootout. Just like that, game one is done. We're on to game two already. And yeah, let's see who's coming to join us here. Guess who's coming to dinner? We'll see Brian Bourget, Craig Hauser, and John Tordiff. Andy Wills on 33. Keith Wetzel will be on 33 and 34. I need to ask Brett how to pronounce his last name. Masajewski, perhaps. Then over on 37, Jesse Hart, Dylan Peters, Corey Baker. That is game two. Next, that's Brian Bourget who's about to hit the button and get game two started. I will say that A squad went by really quick. Now, there were a few less players in the field. Corey Watcher from Twin Falls. Scott's from Rockford. Rocktown represented. Yes, it is, Max.
TV pair, here we go.
Ramon, how you doing, Ramon? So from Nashville. J-Mac asks about Kyle Troop. Let's see. Kyle Troop. Kyle will make his way to 37 in game 4. All right. Well, no one's ready to bowl, so let's just look at a pair who is bowling. Group we just saw with Mitch, Newt, and Tom. Looks like Brian Bourget is ready to go. We'll look at one more shot from Mitch Beasley. Well, got the right ball. He went back to that one. I should say the original one that he was throwing at helped him get to 250. As we move back to 35 through 38, we'll watch Tom get the 10 out on the way. That's the second time I've seen that today. In a very similar way. You kind of miss the head pin, but you miss it so hard that the 2-pin falls. And you end up with a 1-4. Actually, second time on this pair. The other time was on lane 35. Ramon, great question. Also, Joseph, let's see. We'll just go in order. Jackson Styles. Mr. Styles. There he is. Jackson will also be on the pair. I'm sorry, on 37. He's actually crossing with Kyle Troop. 37 game 4 for Jackson Styles. Aaron Martin. On first look, I don't see Aaron Martin's name. He did bowl doubles last night. No, I'm sorry. He did bowl singles. That I know because I watched him bowl. But I don't see him on this roster for the Bradley. Red Rider Brandon Bone. Is not here. I don't think he snuck up on me, but he's not here. Brian Halen's here though, and it is Brian Bourget. You see Brian's strategy. We saw a couple players earlier today kind of go left to right a little bit, but you know Brian is keeping it and attempting to, obviously trying to keep it as straight as possible to the head pin from that angle. Fred McGee, hello to you from Lower Barrel, Pennsylvania. Dan Hoagland, thank you so much.
There you go, lefty.
Appreciate it. The Nathan Samuels. Appreciate the support. Jerry Mars is bowling this squad, and Jerry is going to be on 37 in game 5. He's crossing with Cam Crow and Paul Eston along with Vu Duong. Should be a good group. Well, it looks like Joe Grondin is bowling. Joe just made his first show. We'll see Ben Sobel, Asher Finley, Jordan Bryant, Austin Cole. That's actually a really good cross. Graham Foz bowling this squad. Jarrell Morris. They're on the same pair. Two powerful lefties. That should be very interesting. Carlos. This says Giannatos. It might be Granados. Won the, if it's that Carlos, he won the RPI a couple years ago. Max, appreciate you tuning in. The pattern typically here at the Bradley is undisclosed, but it's one of those patterns because of the nature and the reputation of the tournament. Players know what to expect. A lot of oil, pretty high in length, and bring your spare game. Some folks typically going by, you know, 180, 220 grit sandpaper, screen. The joke was the roof shingle, which probably wasn't even a joke. Someone actually has done it in the past. But you just kind of do what you got to do to get it to the head pin. Hopefully you leave something you can make it. If you happen to get a good pair or figure out something that someone else hasn't yet, then you start to see a few high scores. This is Squad B, and the lanes were not re-oiled, so this is the burn squad. And scores are typically a little higher. Kirby Allen. As Dylan Peters has joined us, we saw a little bit of that crew on the 31 through 34 area. Let's see, where is Kirby? Kirby Allen will be on. Kirby is going to miss either of the groups 31 through 34 or 35 through 38. He'll be on 39. He's going to be on 39 in game 5. So you'll be able to catch him a little bit. But remind me, though, I'll do my best to make sure I give you some updates when we get to game 5. We'll be just next door. Speaking of next door, Mitch Beasley still striking. As soon as I say that, he stopped. Open 4-bagger, now 4-7. Well, a rare double gutter. Be trying to play maybe one-ish, perhaps. Haven't seen a lot of players really try to play the actual G today. The gutter. The twig. And in fact, I think I can't say the consensus, but I did talk to a couple individuals that looked like, you know, Daniel said this too, that the breakdown during practice seemed to be around 10, 11. In recent years, it's been like 5 or 6. And I'm talking about board on the lane. So, you know, I saw maybe J.R. Raymond have a limited amount of success out there. But you still had to be like almost dead perfect. Galen, that's a good question. So do scores roll over to tonight? See, you got to be perfect, right? When he got it to where he wanted to get to, obviously, from the gutter perspective. It didn't look too bad. But you just, I mean, you got to be dead perfect there if you're going to play there and want to be able to do it for an entire block. Sorry, back to your question, Galen. Scores do not carry over. So when we get to round 2 tonight, everyone will start from 0. Essentially will be a new tournament for 6 games. We will increase the number of games by 1 tonight. And those 6 games will determine the top 40 who will advance to the cashers round in the morning. Well, we got plenty of time to get there. Interesting 8-pin, but Brian will take it. I'll give Jesse Hart some credit for trying to make something happen out there, though. The fact that he's doing it lets me know that either the pair that he came from, 31 and 32, was a little bit more favorable perhaps, or I didn't see his final game score. Maybe he said, all right, I'm just going to try this and see what happens. If you want a challenge and you're just checking in maybe for the first time, don't know anything about the Bradley, the first thing you should do is smash the thumbs up. Subscribe to Bullstream TV. Make sure you click the notifications. You would like to have those on. The second thing you should do is know that, again, the lane condition is just brutal. Tons of oil. You got, again, as we mentioned, low grit, sandpaper being used, screen. Most people trying to just, you know, keep the head pin in play. That's the number 1 goal. The number 2 goal, really like goal 1A, is to make them the spare. And if you manage to somehow figure out how to get 5, 6 in a row, try to finish the game if you can. I think that's about how you sum it up right there, Ammo 1. That's about how you sum it up. Oh. Dylan, you gave us a ride there. All right, Corey Baker. See what I'm talking about? Corey's figured out how to get 4 in a row. This is going to be one of those games where you gotta turn it into something, because you just won't have a 4 in a row look every game. Give it a run, Jesse. And we'll check in on 31 through 34. I know we had some folks looking at Andy Wills. He just left 2-4-5. Baker needs some help. Well, you saw that ball just grab the lane instantly. And I mentioned this earlier, but for our new viewers, 37 to 38 this morning. My guy Matt Zweig, he had some 180 grit bowling balls, and so there was definitely some oil being removed during practice and then throughout the day, as of course as the players continued on. So there are some spots on these lanes, especially to the outside, that and you saw Mitch Beasley do it on 34. He moved right, wanted to see what a ball would do, and that ball hooked at literally the arrow. Yep, TD is here. Scooby, he's on 39 and 40 right now. And he is clean through 8 with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 single pin spares. And he's got 1 double and another strike. And if you can do that, you're winning. All right, young Mr. Hart. I gotta be honest. Like, he knows there's something there, and so that's why he's going back to the well. I think his feeling right now is, if I can execute this. Now, does it give him the best chance or the best margin for error? No, because obviously he's playing the gutter on a demanding condition. But if you're someone who believes more in your execution abilities than what the percentages may say, then you're going to bet on yourself each time, and I think that's what Jesse is doing here. When he's thrown it good, he's left to 10 pin, and he just buried 10 back on lane 37. Fred, to your earlier question, yes, I am scheduled to return for my seventh consecutive season as the voice of the PWBA Tour. I look forward to seeing you in the Bowl TV chat as always. That's got to push. The 14 pounds, man, that's been a popular topic. We'll be out there, Fred, for a good majority too. And if I'm not in person, I may be remote, but I should be out there. Sophia, appreciate you tuning in. I mean, it's just a no doubt situation. No doubt, because, you know, unfortunately Corey missed that single pin in the 5th frame, but obviously he's got 5 out of 6 strikes, but that's just not going to happen every game. Mitch Beasley is looking at 226 with a strike on the fill. And the staff has been great about producing scores, so should have scores here pretty soon. And what I've been doing is been posting the scores on the Bowlstream TV Facebook page. Which seem to be just the easiest way to get scores to you. But man, the 7 pin here is hard to go down. I wonder how many people have shot 299 or missed 800 because they just kept destroying the racks and leaving 7 pins, specifically for right-handers. Speaking of Bowl Dry Greg, I'm glad you popped in. I had a question for you. I was going to send you a message. But I need a couple fans. Let's work on that, please. Just a clean professional 207 game from Tom Doherty. Next door. And Brian Bourget, again, similar situation, right? Just keeps it near the head pin. You know, if he can break down a split, we've seen some 5-7s. That's going to happen. But if you can break down a split and make it What's up, Matt Hibbert? Well, 120 is already. Well, I think someone used 120. I know someone had 180. I think 120 has been out there. 6-year bowling there, Joe. Well, we appreciate you. Thanks for sharing your time with the sport. That's important. Perhaps one day you'll be able to, you'll want to try your hand at this tournament. Unwanted advice, Joe, just be the best spare shooter you can be. You can never go wrong with that. Parking lot is a good answer, Jeff. That is an acceptable option. The craters perhaps created on the cover stock might even help you dig into the lane. And man, Corey, a couple of miscues here. Well, there we go. Brett Shepard has answered the call. 100 grit. 100 grit, anything should be just shaped in the form of like a $100 bill. Well, Mr. Hauser is
All right, if I don't get it going right.
made it interesting here. 3-6 in the 8th frame. Unfortunately, he chopped a spare in the first, but still salvage a very solid 180. It could be 2-0 if he can possibly double. This tournament is in Louisville, Kentucky. Executive Strike and Spare, home to many classic tournament and events. Historically, is the home of the Derby tournament. For those of you may be familiar with that. Wow, nice job. All right, my guy, Jesse. Come on, buddy. Bourget. Maybe he can finally turn this thing into a double. Come on, Jesse. Read it, ball. Well, folks. Come on, Jesse. Oh, that's got a chance. Oh, good Lord. Well, you never want to see that. It happens. It's the Bradley. The good news is I've done this long enough where I can at least tell one good story after seeing someone shoot a game of less than 100. That person went on to then shoot 260 and make the show at the PWBA Tour Championship. That person was Stephanie Zavala. So it can be done. So Jesse, I still see you, but appreciate you being out here, man. Go get him here in this game 3. I mean, he went to it. He went to that well. And he got a few tastes of some really good water a couple times. I know it's crazy too, but it really still goes back to spares. You know, obviously, 3rd frame was very tough. As soon as you miss a couple single pins. Give Dylan Peters some credit, though. He turned 201 after his back-to-back splits. Oh, I'm sorry, that was Corey. Turned 201. Dylan Peters turned that into 159. He had a rough start to his game as well. He managed to find a three-bagger. Not a bad 188 for Bourget. No doubles. That should be the new slogan. All right, quick look at 31 through 34 as they wrap up. Brian Halen about to step up. He's on a double. Craig Hauser, I'll tell you if he makes that spare or not. I do have game one scores for you. It's Brad Riggs, Rick McCormick, Brian Halen, and Chris Postel. Oh, just the 5-pin being shredded. Craig did make it spare. We'll see Andy Mills. There he is. All right, game one, high game was 257 by Kyle Troop. 257. Mitch Beasley, you saw 245. David Stouffer, 232. David, by the way, finished second to A.J. Rice last year. Carlos Granados, 225. Trent Mitchell, the 2022 Men's U.S. Amateur Champion from Chicago. 215. Josh Bowen, 214. Michael Moore, 211. Matt Staniger, 210. Bailey Maverick, 210. 19 people, even or better first game, with 177, that early game score, or 50th place, excuse me. 177 minus 23 after one game. I'm going to take a photo of these, post them onto the Bowlstream TV Facebook page so you can have access to those for your viewing pleasure. Todd, I appreciate that additional note. You can see the potential, and that's why I commended him on. He saw something, I think, that, you know, a lot of people probably weren't willing or aren't willing to try, and I'll give him credit for certainly trying to play the gutter. Because when he was good, when he executed it properly, it did exactly what he wanted it to do. That's why I never get too crazy on from the criticism perspective, because I'm not bowling. That's number one. And if you spent your money to bowl this, you get all my my credit from me. Dan, that was a good question too, Storm B. Actually, I was very curious about that. Game 2 about to end here on 31 through 34. We'll see Game 3. And we'll take a look at 35 through 38. We'll see David Stouffer and Trent Mitchell, two names we just talked about in the standings. David Stouffer was getting into a nice little good old-fashioned match play situation last night with his partner Lee Rathjen. They were taking on Jarrell Morris and Cameron Crowe. The entry fee, Jeff, is $360. And he posted these standings too. Sorry about that. Just heard someone say in the here on the settee or in the concourse area, it just hit the 1-3, and they sounded like, you know, well, that is the most simplest and the easiest thing to do today. Yeah, just hit that 1-3. Or the 1-2 for that matter. Okay, B Squad scores coming your way on the Bowl TV Facebook page.
Hey babe, what's up? Oh, my knee's killing me. Tweaked it shooting that stupid spare. Yeah. All right, thanks.
All right, they're posted. We're already in game 3. It's moving the way we like it. Although I did buy enough food to last me throughout the, well, maybe it'll last me throughout the evening. We'll see Brandon Flora and Perkins over on 31 through 34. Brianna Klemmer is bowling. She's on 31 and 32. We'll get to see Brianna Klemmer. It's Trent Mitchell. Just walk it out, Trent. Landon Yazel. We saw Landon game 1 double shootout last night. Sophia, I got to be honest. I mean, yeah, that's hard to say. You want to bowl this to prepare. Like, I don't know if you. This tournament is so unique with the lane conditions. So it's not something that you're going to see. Like, when you go bowl the regional, you're not going to see it this tough. Now, will it get you prepared spare shooting wise? It probably can. But, I mean, you could probably make the same headway. And just talk about preparation. I would love for you to bowl, and Jason Uchwal would love for you to bowl too. Seen a couple threes today, and not quite from NBA range. And Andy's, if you're talking about Andy Wills, Andy's now on 41. And our extra camera goes left to 31. And that's a good note on Tony Lambert in the chat. And Tony bowled this morning. And he was 14th and has advanced early to round 2. He's won this event 3 times. 2000, 2004, and 2013. Speaking of Tony Lambert. There's another one. Yo, like the 7 pins here are wild. My God. Where's my friend Courtney Ermish? She hates this pin. That, in fact, it's because of her I don't like the 7 pin. Well, at least that particular hit. Again, the group over on 31 and 34 is a good one we will check out. Yeah, those specific 7-pin leaves have been like literally heartbreakers. I've seen like 3 of them now. Again, Brianna Clemmer, Zeke Bate, Chad Perry, David Moore, Daniel Perkins, Zach Newman, Brandon Flora on 31 through 34. And we're going to check on them in a second. Jared Melton started on a featured pair. He started game 1 on 35 and 36 and then moved right. He's down on 49 at the moment. But once we get the 2-game score update, I can't tell you where he is in the standings. Stouffer. Hopefully he's all good. He's working his way back off the approach. Hopefully not favoring anything, but it does have a knee brace on the left knee. Trent missed a single pin. Thanks. Sarcastic Storage Stacker. That sounds like a very interesting channel. What do we have with this Sarcastic Storage Stacker? What are we doing? Is it as simple as you being sarcastic while stacking storage units? Or storage items? Or other storage receptacles? Well, there's a good break. Brandon throws it really good. It's that one time, and I don't know if it's his first time. Although talking to Jason and not Brandon specifically, but it did sound like there was a nice amount of new bowlers, first timers to the Bradley. Nice. That was a 5-pin being attempted, and not one person in the vicinity had their hand or finger up. And I was slightly disappointed. So it's a good time to ask the question, what do you guys think this cut number will be, cut range? Drink out with that one. Probably a board or two, a couple boards right. But again, happy to leave a makeable spare. Good guesses coming out. 105, 95, 160, 145. That's a good spare. I love Mark's optimism and funniness. That was rev rate right there that got that ball back. Had a good view. Stouffer's hand at release point. Again, maybe a board right, but it started to pick up. a little bit quicker, a little bit quicker. Ooh. We'll check in on Zeke Bate. He went front four, just wrapped a 10-pin. Been following Zeke on social media. I'm sure many of you do. He's been talking about his experiences recently on the PBA Tour. Struggling a little bit to find his way out there. Boy, you hate to see that. Hopefully David's going to be all right. Hi, John. It's good to know I've got a recognizable voice after all these years, I guess. All right, let's move over to 31 through 34 here. But look at where Brandon sets up. Get a better position to at least just try to get it to the head pin. All right, 31 through 34. I'll tell you if Trent makes that spare. Zach Newman. Actually, no, sorry. Brianna Clemmer, Zeke Bate, Chad Perry, David Moore. That's 31 and 32. And then David Perkins, Zach Newman, Brandon Flora. That's Newman right there, just left to split. This is game 3 of 5. If you are just joining us, you're watching Bullstream TV. My name is Emil Williams Jr. David Stouffer did just strike off camera. Zeke Bate. Zeke front four, wrap 10, now 4-pin. There's a good one from Flora. Saw him getting a little practice in before this weekend. I was here Thursday getting ready. Well, that's how you know it's the Bradley. Because if there's anyone in the world that you would not expect to see an 8-10 left by, it would be, one of those people would be Brianna Clemmer. That's a great question there, electrifying overseas. See if anyone has any info on that. Somehow I clouded someone. Melanie. I don't know who I clouded though. I don't think I was black clouding anyone this time. There were a couple 300 opportunities yesterday though that I was near, and it did not happen. Flora went front three, and he threw 2 shots that were just out the window. He's on a double. Another opportunity at 3 in a row. Breaks down what was a troublesome split. Good shot. Oh, yeah, I did go. Yeah, you're right. I went to the pair. That I'm not sure of, Scott. But I wish Rep was in the chat. He was always very good at this identifying, or because of his days as a mechanic, identifying like what pins are being used. All right, we'll see Kyle Troop coming up next. Got game 2 scores now in hand. Kyle Troop. There we go. Kyle Troop, your leader after 2 still at plus 79. Mitch Beasley did not get a look at where he went to, where he finished at for game 3. There's a good one from Clemmer and a quick double. Back over to 35 through 38 real quick to watch this finish. So for another good shot, 4-pin. Yeah, good ball change on the field there. That might work out for Brandon. There's another Brandon on your left side. That's Flora, high flush. He can get it to the 230s. Again, your minus your cut number at after 2 games, minus 42. Shot there by Trent. David is, you can tell, right? It's evident that he's in some pain. One more for Trent to get him into the 180s. And Trent Mitchell after 215, 191. He's at +6 after 2. That's going to change. By how much is the question? And he'll be in the 170s. .224 for Stouffer. Nice game. .177 for Trent Mitchell. Let's see the first shot of Kyle Troop. And of course, Kyle is bowling with all right. Kyle's bowling with Jackson Styles and Dan Kieran. So we will return to this pair in just a moment. I'll watch the end of game 3 on 31 through 34, and I will get you back because I know that Mr. Styles wants to watch Jackson. I know that a ton of people would like to watch Kyle Troop. I think Ryan Liederbach's on his way here as well. Let's see the end of Zeke Bates' game as well as Brianna Clemmer. Looks like Dan Higgins is going to be on 33 and 34 this coming up game as well. So this is nice. One shot of okay, he's not going as of yet. Yes, he is. We'll see Jackson here. Fill shot there on the left side on 34 for Zach. All right, so Clemmer's going to go first. This is 10th frame for Clemmer.
Y'all are doing a good job.
First shot for Styles. Oh, with the Vice hat. I see you repping. All right, so Zeke Bates, really good start to the game. Front 4, 9 spare, 9 spare, 9 spare. As you can see, 8-1, 8 spare. And now 10th frame. Take that. That is going to get him right now into the 2 teens. Let me take a photo of the game 2 scores. Well, Zeke's going to be in the 2 teens, but man, well, he bowled so much better than 2 teen. Vern Peterson's going to be down here as well. He's about to bowl on 33 and 34. Hello, Peter. It is without question a tough lane condition. Again, that is what the Bradley is all about. It's what it's known for. Jackson Styles has started with a double. I'm hearing some talk on the concourse from some players how early the lanes are hooking, which makes a lot of sense. Again, with that much grit, or surface I should say, with lower grits, some of the lowest grits, you're going to see them. There's Dan Higgins, just doing what Dan Higgins does. That's Chad Perry or David Moore, I'm not sure. But right now it's a four-bagger. All right, let's get you back over to 35 through 38 for a little bit. First, let's see, there's a 6-9 opportunity. All right, officially now into game 4. I'm about to post the game 2 standings. All right, scores are posted on the Bullstream TV Facebook page. Jeremy Thomas checking in, asking about how's it going on the burn. Well, it's going okay for some players, I think is best to say. It's going pretty good for Kyle True. I don't know what game 3 looked like, but he was 79 over after 2. Mitch Beasley had a very nice start. Zach Tackett's bowling. He's going to be on 31 and 32. Big move there from Jackson. Made a big move right. Richard, we started with Tom Doherty game 1, and he has moved right. But after 2 games, Tom was -7. This 31 through 34 group again is pretty good. Nate Peck, Dan Higgins, Vern Peterson. That's 33 and 34. Then Dalton Trueblood, Zach Tackett, Brittany Turcott, and Mickey Coffey on 31 and 32. That's right, Evan. Jared is at minus 24 with, again, from the standings, 3 to go, but we're in game 4 now. So we'll have those game 3 scores here in a moment. Ryan Liederbach, Linda, is about to join us, if you recall. And the way it's going, 37 and 38 will be done well before, obviously 35 and 36 will be the same thing with 33 and 34. I look forward to seeing him, Lisa. Dan Higgins just washed out to our left. Oh, nearly the 5 standing. Oh, it makes so much sense now. Well, you guys don't know what I'm talking about. Zach Dickerson has been one of the staff members helping gather scores. He's down here now gathering scores. But he bowls for Midway. Of course, the tournament director is the women's coach for Midway University, Jason Utchwall. The head coach, Mike Hall, we had him in yesterday talking about the program. JT, the way it's going at this point, all right, we're in game 4. Okay, Jackson, we're in game 4. It's 2:30. And I think really the first couple frames for score, I remember looking up and it was about 12:50. So let's just say, you know, about 90 minutes to complete 3 full games. So I'm going to guess about 5 o'clock, the way the pace is going. No, sir, John, just one division. Someone actually, my former coach, college coach there, Steve Boxman, this morning asked about or suggested that they have a senior division. Now, I need to check the rules, but last year they did something where like maybe like a high senior or youth or something like that would advance. Liederbach, Samuel Blythe III, Mike Mitchell, and Scotty Kramer. There's Mike. A little early love on the 7. Oh, good break there for Scotty. No problem, Jeremy. Let's see, Mike Mitchell after 2 games. Mike Mitchell. Mike Mitchell was 7th after 2, plus 17. Nice here from Scotty. Wow, that's a brutal break there on the left side. Vern Peterson. You see, I've seen pins kind of go to the left side wall and kind of go in between like the 4 and the 7. This time a 7-9 remains. But Jason Nussbaum also runs win-a-spots. I don't know when he starts those events and in proximity to the actual tournament dates, but there's always some win-a-spot opportunities, especially if you're local. In fact, I saw one player who's bowling right now on 31 earned a win-a-spot, or won a win-a-spot on Thursday night. As Troop now 3 in a row. Chat, yes, that is Hickey. I'm going to try to get over there for those couple final frames. See what Kyle Troop does here. Nice. Big shot. That's just let it roll. Let her roll. Do, 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 do. Down the highway. Game 3 scores. In hand. Kyle Troop. Wow, Kyle Troop is plus 101 after 3 games. That's pretty good. That strike put him in the 2 teens. Needless to say, he's probably going to advance to the top 50. Make it 220s now for Mr. Troop. Nice. Dan Higgins has managed to put himself in position for a nice 10th frame 3-bagger over on 33 and 34. And boy, Scotty is just putting him down. All right, so Troop 701, Brandon Novak 684, Mitch Beasley 675, David Stouffer 649, Michael Moore 647. That's the top 5. Zeke Bate 642, Dan Higgins 613, Jerry Morris 610, Austin Kohler 608, Chad Perry 608 as well. That's your top 10. Quality bowling from Kyle Troop. I feel like this probably gets talked about, but you hear a lot of times that you know, obviously with two-handed bowling, there's a few different styles, and I think, you know, Kyle's got he's got really good handle on his touch. Very smooth, and it's coming into play here. Another one for style. I'm going to see Dan Higgins here in a minute. I'll get you back to Jackson here in 1 second. This is Dan Higgins' 10th frame. He's on a 3-bagger. Oh, good break. Finally, I switched to a pair and something good happened. All right, if Styles makes that, that would give him 170 on the nose. Higgy for 5. Count it. Higgy's Aquarium. Jackson got 169. So we watch Dan Higgins try to finish off 230 here in game 4, B squad qualifying. Nice. Oh, man. I was just talking about one of the players who won a spot on Thursday. And that player was, I believe, Brittany Turcott. She won it on Thursday night.
Game 3 or game 2? That's 2. This is 3. Shot 192 that game, though. I'm trying.
All right, let's take a photo of these. We'll post them. We'll get you back to 35 and 36. They are in frame 5. There's Zach Tackett. We almost had an EJ Tackett versus Zach Tackett potential matchup in the finals. I believe it was, I think it was Shawnee. EJ did end up winning. Zach, unfortunately, had just missed advancing to the stepladder finals in what I still didn't get a chance to see it. Maybe I'll go back and watch it at some point. What was, as described by numerous people, a very wild finish to position round. All right, we got new scores coming up.
I have 4 counts under 9. They're all opens. 1 each game.
4 counts under 9 from Dan Higgins, and he's opening each one up. All right, next squad. Good question on next squad. It's going to begin, the wording is immediately following squad B. But, you know, there'll be some time, obviously, to make sure scores are confirmed and checked. So I'm guessing about 5-ish. And then that's just a 2-game sprint. right, scores are posted now on the Bullstream TV Facebook page. Michael Peterson, yes. A.J. Rice is bowling. He started very well. Another good shot there by Samuel Blythe. You know, Samuel was in the number last year, and there were some, I got to check on the rules on that. I think last year there was like a one senior, high youth, high woman that got a spot. I believe I'm going to double check on that, though. Richard, that was a good note on Norm. I think you're right, certainly. I'm actually get a chance to see Norm Duke next weekend. He's going to be appearing at the Wisconsin High School State Championships in Weston, Wisconsin at Dale Weston Lanes. Courtesy of Storm. Those guests typically do spend some time in the live stream booth as well, so should get a chance to talk to Norm in that regard for a little bit. Call some great high school finals action. Catch that next week again on Bullstream TV. Speaking of, I mentioned Joe Grondin, and I saw his name on the roster, and he has joined us. His best finish as a pro recently. Actually, the same show I was talking about, the potential Tackett matchup. Grondin did end up making the show. Nice. Where is Scotty in these standings? By the way, 50th after 3 games, minus 74. That right now is Kirby Allen at minus 74. Here comes Samuel. Zach Tackett right now is outside of the top 50. Actually needs to finish a game out strong here. I was just talking to Victor Varner. He shot 192 in game 4, trying to make a run. Sammy Kramer right now minus 100. But just 26 pins back of the 50th place at the moment. So big game for him potentially as well. All right, 10 pin there for Samuel. We'll see again, Kramer just 26 out after 3 games. The goal here is to get an automatic spot to round 2 tonight. 50 people are going to achieve that goal. Nice. Everyone else will have the opportunity to participate in the Desperado tonight, or essentially immediately following this this squad. Might even be earlier. We got some people about to begin game 5. In fact, 33 and 34 are going to start game 5. Everyone else around them is actually still in game 4. double there for Ryan. You never know. You're just trying to get to 50th place here. It has been a struggle, as Linda mentioned in the chat. He's a little over 100 out, or under 100 out, I should say. Scotty's making it happen here. Andy, here's what I'm going to do for you. I have been posting standings on the Bullstream TV Facebook page. If you have Facebook, go ahead and check that out. I got scores after or for 3 games right now for this squad up. You can also check out the standings from A squad per game as well. Very nicely done by Scotty Kramer. He was in 66th place, minus 100, but 26 pins out of 50. And now he shoots 223. I have Jerry Mars, Joe Grondin, Cam Crow, and Paul Eston on 37 and 38. Oh my. Wow. That was almost, but even that is rough. 3, 6, 7, 8. I'm not sure I've ever seen that. So game 4 is ending on 35 and 36 if you just joined us. Game 5 has begun on 37 and 38. Just FYI there for your viewing needs. Oh, make it, Paul. It's because of the hat, Paul. The Cubby situation. Unbelievable. Nice game by Samuel. 205. That's a quality game, too. Opening round, opening frame split. Didn't have anything less than 9. Made all the spares. and then all 3 in the 10th. Similar game for Mike Mitchell. Nothing less, aside from his split. Nothing less than 9, made all his spares. Caught the double in the 10th, he shoots 203. One double, I beg your pardon, for Sam Blythe earlier. Nice shot by Cameron Crowe. This is interesting. I've never seen, and you know, for that matter, I've never seen a lot of folks bowl on something like this in this challenge. Ryan wanted that one. Could have got him to 230. So recently, I think I was seeing something on social media about a gentleman by the name of Vu, who always wore excellent jerseys, and I think we've got Vu right here. His jersey says oil pattern dot dot dot. What is that? And clearly, if you just watch Vu, the lane condition is not in play. And here at the Bradley, couldn't be better. We appreciate y'all tuning in. Looks like we got about 60 likes. If you're here, maybe you hadn't hit that thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. If you're here and you haven't subscribed yet, I'd also appreciate that. Turn notifications on too. Appreciate all of you helping us get to 6K subs yesterday and into this morning. Thank you so much. Sorry, I misspoke. Joe Grondin was not on 37 and 38. He's going to be on 35 and 36. We've got Asher Finley, Jordan Bryant, also have Kyle Hazelwood on this pair. Again, Brandon Wooten and Brandon Novak. So we'll see Brandon to finish things out. We'll check in over on 31 through 34 with Ben Sobel. Again, Jordan Bryant, Asher Finley, and Austin Kohler. So a nice way to, with a few good crosses to end this squad. Hello, Ben. Appreciate you, Ben. Thank you. with once our two squads are complete, looks like we'll have get a chance to talk with Jeremy Thomas a little bit during the Desperado squad. By the way, Desperado's going to be on the double burn. Good thing it's only for 2 games, but we'll have double burn. Not your typical double burn when you think about it. No one's going to be lofting the left gutter. And then there will be a re-oil. We'll bowl on the fresh tonight for round 2. Well, if you're talking about the Dan McClelland, that's a good dude right there. Come on, Vu. Yeah, my man Dan, good dude. You know, he had stopped bowling the tour, and I guess it's been a little while now that I think about it. For several years, I guess, at this point. Yeah, I don't have an update, but I feel like the last time I saw him was probably the late 20-teens. He was doing well. He got a family. Kirby Allen actually was the number at one point, Atlas. In fact, he, yes, after 3 games, Kirby is 50th at minus 74. Cameron Crowe, after 3 games, was minus 44. He and his partner Jarrell Morris won again the Classic Double Shootout last night. Thanks to Classic Products for their sponsorship, along with Motiv, along with High Five Gear. They sponsor the Fairchild Single Shootout. Motiv, QubicaAMF, High Five Gear, Classic Products, 7 Leaf, and Creating the Difference, all sponsors of the Hoosier Classic, and we thank them. Vu, after 3 games, was just 2 pins outside of the top 50. And 52nd, as Steve mentioned. Oof. Boy, Paul just cannot buy a break on this pair. And he was looking pretty good, I thought, for a while. Yeah, Paul was at minus 18 for 3 games. And he cannot break down any splits. So last night we watched Cam, and if you watched the double shootout, you know what I'm talking about. I mean, able to, his ball speed, able to overpower the lanes. Of course, it was a modified house shot. And now we see him a little further left, near the twig, not on it, but near it. slowed the ball speed down, obviously, to try to get the ball into an earlier roll. And again, Cam minus 44 after 3. We should have the 4-game update pretty soon. Looks like everyone is now into game 5. And I think there's one pair that is maybe 2 pair actually, so I may be speaking too early in that sense. I'll take a quick look over at 31 through 34. There's been a little bit of love there. Brandon Wooten did left at 4-7. Ben, Asher, Jordan, Austin Kohler. They are about to be, they're moving pretty quickly. They're already in the 7th frame. And I'll get you right back to 35 through 38. Has anyone in the chat ever bowled a re-entry or Desperado squad? I'm just curious. Curious if anyone's ever bowled one. Have you ever had any success in them? Did you even know what that meant or what it was before me even saying it? Jordan Bryant just looked over at Joe Grondin and said, "Oh, listen, I don't care. I can make that," and that's it at this point, certainly. Jordan Bryant was minus 39 after 3 games. Joe, this is scratch. Chat. I'm going to go back to Vu. Vu just let the tough 5 count, though. 1, 2, 4, 7, 9. There's some weird things. There's been weird things happen. Let me say that first and foremost. But because there's so much early hook now, I mean, there's just certain places where you're trying to lay the ball down and it's starting so early, right? But then there's not a lot of places to move. Again, a guaranteed first place prize. $12,500. That's what the winner will earn, excuse me. I did hear an announcement that prize fund would be posted by, I believe the time was about 7 p.m. tonight. So if that does happen, we talk about that during either the Desperado, but about that time we should be into the advancers round or close to it tonight, and we can discuss it then. Jordan Bryant, former Lawrence Tech Blue Devil as well. Saw Kyle McGrath bowl. He was a former Blue Devil, runner-up at the Intercollegiate Team Championships on the men's side in 2019. They lost to Weber International. Again, Jordan was on that team. Again, just trying to leave stuff that he can make. Not quite Vu, but the idea is the same. Oil pattern? What's that? Oh, that really is great. Oh, we've got scores after 4. Let me just go to 50th right now. 50th at the moment is minus 102. No, I'm sorry, that's not right. No, it is. I'm tripping. It's minus 102. Where Jared Melton, that's unfortunately, Evan, if you're still watching or listening, found his way right outside of that top 50. He is 51st. He's a couple pins back at minus 104 with Andy Wills. Kyle Troop plus 126. Brandon Novak is plus 117. And Brandon Novak, a two-time winner of the Bradley in 2015 and 2016. All right, let's see Vu here in a minute. That's a tough one there. Good spare for Asher Finley. We were talking about Paul, and he was having a great day. He's minus 15 after 4. And right now, Paul just trying to make spares so he can try to get out of here. And we're still in the top 50, which he should be good. I'm going to post the scores momentarily. If you have a question about anybody before I post, feel free. You know, I've always liked Joe Grondin's game. You just see the evolution of it too. He's even better with it at the bottom of the swing at release point than he was even at college. He would loft it a little bit. That was a big part of his game back then. Now he's out on tour. I'm sure obviously working on his game. It's evident, learning some of the tricks, adding tools. Scores have been posted on the Bullstream TV Facebook page. Tonight we will have 108 bowlers total. 50 from the A squad, 50 from the B squad, and 8 from the Desperado or re-entry squad. So 108 tonight. Scores do not carry over. So we'll bowl 6 games tonight, and those 6 game totals will then determine the top 40 who will advance to tomorrow's cashers round. Those 40 players are guaranteed prize checks. The top 8 after the 6 games tomorrow will advance to the finals.
Working? Indy. Got a job offer I couldn't refuse, so I'm in the process of buying a house. Nice. Thank you. Engineering? Architecture. Oh, right. How are your parents here? Nice. Good. Excellent. It's been a minute. It's not the last time I saw you. It's been a while. It was last year, wasn't it? Yeah. Oh, probably. Actually, now that you said it, yes. The first time I was able to come back from DNA, graduated, don't have to deal with the NAI rules no more, so. Wow. How old are you? 24? 5. I'm about to turn 26. 26? In January. I mean, in May. Architecture. Can you design me a house?
I bought.
Can you design me a
Yeah.
house?
Oh, yeah, sure. I have mine designed if you ever want to see it.
You designing your own house?
I already have one designed. I'm like, all I need is the plot. Right now, the house I bought, I'm like, I can't wait on someone to build a house. I don't want to rent. So I bought a house, but I'm going later on. I plan to buy a plot of land and build a house I already designed. That's what our sheet said. All right. I got you.
Kevin, which dude are you talking about? If you're talking about Joe, if it was Joe, yes, Joe definitely made it. He made the show there. Vu is I only know Vu from social media, but Vu is a fan favorite.
This round, done. We'll figure out what we have to do next.
197 for Vu. Where is Vu in the standings? Vu is 65th. Vu might not have enough. But 197 certainly will get him a little bit closer with. Oh no, it won't. This is game 5. Holy snap! I'm like, oh yeah, Vu's got one more game to go. No, he doesn't. That was it. Whoops. All right, again, scores are posted. All right, so I had a question from someone I saw the Jerry Mars. We got a couple Jerry Mars. All right, and Mike Moore. If it's Michael Moore, he was 9th plus 18 after 4 games. And Jerry was -9 after 4, and he's going to be in. Cameron Crowe is going to be in. Paul got to 132, but the damage shouldn't be too drastic. Yeah, he'll be good. He ends up at -83 with the 132 game. But he should be all right. Based on what I'm seeing here, again, -102 was 50th after 4 games. Brad and Kyle are not bowling. In fact, the last time I heard that Kyle was working his way back. I think it was either Springfield. Mike talked to him on Bowl TV. He was shooting for, like, the goal was maybe Wichita, but he was working his way back to bowling, I believe, from injury. Brad is not here. This is Squad B finishing up. Joe Grondin's going to advance. Kyle Hazelwood. He should be good. Brandon Novak's definitely going to move on. Brandon Wooten. Looking for Brandon Wooten. I don't see it. Well, where's Brandon? Brandon was 5th on this squad, so he's good too. I think this entire cross is going to advance to tonight. They should be good. Thanks, Cody. I thought that's what I remembered, that was his target goal, and sounds like he did accomplish that goal. Well, I tell you, we certainly can't say that entire crosses have advanced to the top 50, but this one certainly has done it. There are about 1, 2, 3, and maybe one on the very, very low end still bowling, as Novak just continues to pour it on. 222 for the two-time champion. All right, let's see what else we got. A couple shots left. Down on 41 and 42. Let's get you some bowling since we still have a chance to before we get off the air. This Desperado might take place a little earlier than 5 o'clock. There's no re-oil that needs to be had, and it's all a matter of how many. How many entries are there, where they're going to be from a lane assignment perspective, and if anybody obviously from B squad is going to re-enter, which I'm sure some will. You got 2 games and you got 8 spots to work with. Did not see Mitch's game 5, but after 4, he was plus 67. Absolutely, Brad and Kyle. Two individuals I've gotten to know pretty well. Of course, we share a college, alums of Lindenwood. I actually coached Brad for just a little bit as a graduate assistant. Brad was a freshman. Yeah, I got a few Brad stories. I'll have to wait till he's around to tell them, though. So Graham Fa is going to be in the 190s. Graham Fa needed a nice game too. He was 41st at minus 73. 194 will certainly help. Jarrell Morris can get to 170 with a spare. And for Morris, he was 30th at minus 54. Brianna Klimmer outside the number. Hopefully she had a decent game to sneak in there. Looks like now the only pair left. And since Linda's still watching, see if we can get a little bit of Mr. Liederbach here. There you see Executive Bowl there on the sidewall. So it's 3:30 Eastern time. I'm imagining that the re-entry squad will be small enough that I think it certainly won't be taking up the entire house. We'll certainly have some bowlers in front of us. But the crew already beginning to put the work in for later. They're starting the lane stripping process down on lane 1. And folks, that's going to do it. Just like at the end of our A squad, won't have the scores for you immediately, but when I get them, I will post them to the Bowlstream TV Facebook page. We will have a number of players, not sure what that number is going to be, but there will be 8 additional spots available in the re-entry or Desperado squad. It'll be 2 games. And after those 2 games, total pinfall, top 8 will advance to round 2 tonight. And then we will have 108 bowlers total. 50 from the A squad, 50 from B, and 8 from the Desperado. And then we'll bowl 6 games tonight. And then we'll take top 40 to move on to tomorrow morning. That's how the rest of this evening is going to go. So at this moment, this is a good idea for me to take a break. I don't get many of those, so I'm going to do that. Go consult with Jason on what time the Desperado will begin. I've got it scheduled, I believe, for 5 on the channel. But it might look like it's going to be earlier, which is good. That is good for everyone involved. Yeah, Alan, that's yes, I'm sure someone also will experience that because it is on the double burn. The good news is, if there's any, it's only 2 games. So again, we'll talk about the cut number. We'll discuss obviously the Desperado. It'll be a quick sprint. Then there'll be another break after that. They'll finish running the lanes, and then we'll get set tonight. Probably, I'm guessing 7-ish, but again, we'll have a better idea on what time once the Desperado squad hits the lanes. I appreciate all of you. Thanks for helping get our subscribers up. We reached 6K. You hit the thumbs up. We appreciate it. Want to thank Jason Utchwall and his staff. Of course, our sponsors here at the Bradley Open, QubicaAMF, Motiv, Classic Products, Creating the Difference, High Five Gear, 7 Leaf, and Executive Strike and Spare. That's going to do it for me right now. See you in a little bit. Again, -102 was the cut after 4. I'll tell you what that number was after 5, and I'll post it, of course, on Bowlstream TV's Facebook page. Until then, good people, go grab yourself a snack or run an errand. Do what you got to do. We'll have Jeremy Thomas stop by a little bit, I think, as well. And we'll be back with it. Desperado Squad, that's coming up next. This has been a presentation of the Bradley Open. That was B Squad qualifying. Watched it live and only on Bowlstream TV.